What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Absolute Auction Podcast. I'm Ryan Miner. With me, as always, is Adam Segal. Adam, it is season 3. We are kicking off strong. People have been asking about it. Are we coming back? We are back, baby. Just like how they say in what's that one movie called? God dang, I'm trying to remember. I'm stumping here. I always keep stumping every time I think about it. We're back, baby. We're back. Yeah, we are back, everyone. It's great to be back. Follow me on X at @RyanMiner_FFB. Follow Adam at Always Auction. Follow the show at FF Auction Pod. And also, Adam, it took us till year 3, but I finally got us on to be a podcast. So now we can be found on Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast. So, now that's all off my chest. What is going on, Adam?
Oh, man, just super excited for season 3. Fantasy is ramping up here. We got pods to talk about. I think this season's going to be great. We've got some awesome episodes, some great topics. We've got some live mocks coming up, some great episodes in general. I think the auction community is really going to love what we've got planned for season 3.
And even those who haven't done auction are going to love it because we might be able to convert some people from redraft snakes to redraft auction. So that's our plan. Oh my God, mine too. But man, it seems so crazy. It seemed like last season just ended a few weeks ago, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll see each other in the summer, talk about this again." But nope, dude. Between kids' sports and everything else going on in life, it's just been freaking busy. How about yours?
Oh man, school crazy, but can't complain. I got 11 more days of work before summer break, but who's counting? And I got a couple trips planned this summer, so life is good. Everything's winding down, and can't wait to get back into the swing of things with season 3. Let's do it.
I know, right? We're basically on the stutter here. I feel like, but man, it's just like you have 11 more days. My kids just got out today. Today was their last day.
Oh, nice.
So now officially, I'm gonna have a senior, a sophomore, and a 7th grader. So
wow,
I know. And people are saying like, you look really young. I'm like, thanks. My kids keep me young, and they're like, how? Because they make me want to stress and pull my hair out. I'm like, well,
I understand. I work with middle schoolers, so I understand.
Oh yeah. What grade do you work with? Oh, you work with all grades, don't you?
6th, 7th, and 8th. Yep.
Yeah. So my son, he's in that phase. He had a few trouble moments throughout the school year, but I'm like, it's that transition where boys, are going through puberty and stuff. But oh man, but now we get to have fun. We get to put life on the back burner for about a little bit here, half hour, 45 minutes, we'll see. And we have a lot to talk about. My favorite thing to talk about right now, Adam, is what we ended on last season, or one of the things we ended on last season was our keeper league.
Yeah.
And I could not believe how well that went. I actually ended up winning it. I don't know how I won it, but you said I had a really great draft.
You did. Yeah, I thought you had an amazing draft. I mean, just to kind of do a quick recap, you drafted 3 quarterbacks, 2 of which were top 10 in scoring. You drafted Matthew Stafford and Jalen Hurts as your kind of primary guys, which was fantastic. They had amazing seasons. Obviously, Stafford, MVP, and Darnold, Sam Darnold, you drafted as well, kind of as your. I think you probably drafted him as kind of your number 3 guy, who you traded for a little bit later on in the season. We'll kind of get to that in a bit. And then kind of your core group of guys was really strong. You spent $40 out of a $200 budget on Jahmyr Gibbs. And obviously he had an amazing season. I think he ended as, the RB3 overall in PPR. With only Bijan going for more than him, he went for 43. So it was the second most expensive running back. But also, I think you probably got really the steal of the draft. You drafted Chris Olave, who, I think is just perennially underrated. You got him for $9, which was just like amazing. Had a fantastic season, and you add all that up, you absolutely crushed it. And like I said, in around week 5 is when you traded Darnold and DeAndre Swift. You packaged them for Derrick Henry, which I think worked out very well. So your running backs were pretty much, pretty much unstoppable. You cruised to a nice 10-4 record.
Yeah, and that playoff run definitely helped me push through, especially with King Henry. I think the game he had like 6 touchdowns. I just destroyed it. But yeah, it's my season. Here we go, finally.
Yep.
But yeah, and that season, that was a blast. That league was a blast. That draft was a blast. If you guys want to look back at it, check it out. We did the episode on it of the actual keeper draft itself, which is also a little teaser. We'll be going over that keeper draft later this summer and also help you prepare for your own keeper drafts if you have any coming up. So look forward to that. Oh man, Adam, we have a lot of good episodes coming up this season for a lot of people.
We do.
And there's been times where we go ahead.
No, I mean, I was just going to say, like, one of, my favorite episodes, and I know we have planned coming up, are pretty much, as we get deeper into the fantasy season, as we conduct more mock drafts and get a little bit more AAV data. Some of my favorite episodes are when we go over kind of the over and undervalued position or players based on their AAV, and guys we're targeting, guys we're avoiding based on their price. Obviously, the mock drafts we do are tons of fun. The live ones are great. We get a lot of participation in those. And then obviously the flag plan episodes, kind of where we, put our money where our mouths are and, talk about the players we're exceedingly high on, players we think are going to have a great season. They're all just great episodes, I think. And I think our viewers and fans are really going to enjoy what we have planned for this whole year.
Yeah. And all our mock drafts are all performed on Sleeper. So if you want to join us at all, email us at absoluteauctionpod@gmail.com. That's ABSOUL. Oh my God, I can't find that spell. Yeah. ABSOULUTEAUCTIONPOD@gmail.com. There we go. Finally got it out. Woo!
Yeah, and you can reach out to us individually on Twitter. Send us a DM, get in our mentions. And just reach out. Just reach out and talk to us. We'll absolutely get you guys in on a mock. They're tons of fun. And, for newbies, for vets, for people who haven't ever participated in auctions, they're a great way to kind of get yourself introduced to the format. And, we've said over the years, once you go auction, you'll never go back to snake drafts.
Yeah, and we're even willing to take on beginners. Like if you're wanting to try it, say like, I've never tried an auction. Can I jump into a mock with you guys? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We highly encourage it.
Yeah.
And you can even find us on Sleeper. Like my name on there is Ryan Miner FFB. So no underscore because they don't allow you to do that. It's just Ryan Miner FFB. Yours is always auction. So our X handles and our Sleeper handles are both the same. So very simple. Please join us. We'd love to have you guys. We'd love to have various people on there. We would like to try different strategies. There's many of them out there you can try. So nothing to worry about. Like, don't feel like, oh man, I wasted my money, I'm out. No, see what you can do because, like we said earlier in the keeper draft league, I dominated that the end of it with the $1 or $2 players.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't feel like I did, but I did, and I'm gonna take full credit for it. But at the same time, you gotta remember, fantasy, like when it comes to auction drafts, it doesn't just end at the draft. After that, it's just like a regular redraft league where you still have waiver wire, you still have trades. But, some leagues have different rules to it, but it's a lot of fun. So we'll keep you guys into it. You guys are going to love it. We're looking forward to it this season. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it will be.
All right, Adam. So we have an amazing trade, and I want to talk about it because it was so secretive that no one knew that it was going to ever happen because we only heard about it since after the Super Bowl.
Right.
A.J. Brown finally gets traded from the Philadelphia Eagles to the New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
For some picks, first round picks that weren't next year. It was like a couple years down the road and then second and third. But it finally comes on, and you've been definitely doing mock drafts where prior to the trade, A.J. Brown was going at a significant cost. Well, not significantly low, I feel like. Where now he's actually starting to go up. Adam, how do you feel about A.J. Brown going up at cost?
Yeah, so I've done 4 mocks already. I've done 2 in one quarterback format and 2 in superflex. and you can see the AAV right there. And then we'll put a link in the description so you guys can check out the dashboard where you guys can actually like play around with it. It's really great. Super easy to navigate. It shows graphical changes over time. You can filter by position, filter by format, whether it's one quarterback or superflex. It's super awesome. It'll be updated all the time, all summer long, pretty much after every mock draft. So be sure to bookmark it, follow along. So in the two early, one quarterback mocks that I've done already, we've already kind of seen Brown's price climb about 16%, rising from about $25 to $29 currently in the last mock. And in superflex formats, his AAV is also increased, although not quite as much, from about 25 to 27. And again, these are very early results, but I don't think there's anyone that would deny that Brown is obviously, he's the clear-cut wide receiver one in New England. And I think just, given the excitement surrounding him and Drake May, May had an unbelievable, rookie season. It seems likely, I would think, that his AAV is probably going to continue to rise and probably settle, if not, settle near, if not inside the top 10 by the time fantasy draft season rolls around, which would have put him pretty much right where he was last year.
Yeah, which it seems kind of crazy because as of right now, based on, I always like to use Fantasy Pros as a reference.
Mm-hmm.
They have A.J. Brown at wide receiver 9 in PPR leagues. So he's still being viewed as a wide receiver 1, which I am still for, because I feel like Drake London didn't actually have a true wide receiver 1. Like, he didn't have the deep threat. Yeah, he had Kayshon Boutte.
Right, Drake May.
Yeah.
Drake.
Oh yeah, Drake May had Kayshon Boutte, but like that was basically like that's all he really had. They didn't. I mean, he had multiple receivers, but his deep threat was Boutte, and
right.
Boutte had some good games, but most of the season, the rest of the season, absolute Boutte.
Yeah, and the way that I'm viewing Brown, at least right now, going into the season, we've heard a little bit about he's got this, this degenerative knee issue, which could scare, some people off, which may not inflate his price ridiculously high. I do think it probably will settling very close, if not in the top 10 once we get to draft season, probably in both formats. I don't view him as kind of that top tier, in that top tier as you would, as drafters are, view as like JSN or Puka or Amon-Ra or Chase. I think he's not quite in that tier. I think he's kind of more in like the lower wide receiver 1 tier, but I think the hype is going to be so much that his AAV is going to rise, where it's going to be like it was last season. He's going to be in the top 10 or very close to it. There's just so much hype surrounding him, Drake May, the offense. And I mean, the more mocks we do, the more data we collect, but I do think he is going to settle very close in that top 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Top 10, top 12. Like a funny thing to look at too is like Drake May only threw 492 passes. So he was kind of more like in the middle of QBs, but they also had the easiest schedule of all time. Now,
very true.
That easy schedule is definitely going to flip flop on him, but I'm still keeping AJ Brown up there. Yes, he's an H28 wide receiver. He's still a wide receiver 1 in my books. I am still all for it. And then Adam, I just actually realized I jumped the gun on this and did not present correctly. So I will fix that real quick as we talk about the AAV, that you already started talking about, which is a great tool that everyone should be looking forward to use.
Yeah, if we can pull that up the website, that would be awesome. Just to kind of give folks who aren't familiar with it, just kind of a little taste of what it looks like, how to navigate, and just the great tool that it is. Like I said, we're going to be conducting mock drafts. My goal is to pretty much do 2 mock drafts a week. May not be able to hit that always, but that is my goal, to do one in one quarterback format and then the other one in superflex. And then as soon as those are done, to upload the results to the dashboard so folks can see that. And I mean, I stand by this. I think it's the most accurate AAV that drafters will find online. It's not a, a ranked based dollar curve. These are coming from, real drafters. This is real data that we're compiling every single time. And I do think it is the most accurate that you'll find. It's not something that you necessarily need to follow, religiously. But it is a great tool to let you know, kind of what you can expect when you're drafting.
Yeah.
I found it extremely helpful, and I think the auction community has found it very helpful. This is actually the 4th year in a row that I've done this, and it's just a great tool. So please follow along, jump in a mock draft with us, help us collect the data, and play around with the tool. It's great. Towards the, you can see you can sort by the position you want. You can sort by the league type, again, 1 quarterback or superflex. Yep, just like that. And
player's name.
Yep, you can search by individual player name if you want to do that. And then what I think is really the greatest feature of the whole tool is if you scroll down to the bottom, it will actually show you the change over time. And the more drafts we do, that's going to, we're going to get more data points. It's going to change. It's going to fluctuate over time. So it's a great tool. It's great for visual learners like me. It's a great way to kind of help build your your par sheet if you use one of those, and kind of figure out how you want to build your roster if you want to try out different roster builds based on what you think these guys are going to end up going for in an auction draft. It's just a really great tool. I really can't speak highly enough of it.
Well, no, because you did it yourself. So you and Seth did it. It's freaking great. For the audio listeners, this tool is it gives you a true AAV. So not only do you get to see the average value, but you can see the min and the max that the player went for in multiple drafts. And then you can even see in the bar also, like Adam said, as more drafts go on, that bubble is going to go up and down continuously. So it's a very great tool, something to use. I've seen many tools, Adam, where they say, they compile data from every website, all this, all that. But at the same time, it's like, how much change are you really going to see? Dollar to dollar. It's a lot different than compared to like a redraft snake draft where it's like, this guy is going round 6 on Sleeper, but round 4 on Yahoo.
Yeah, it's true. And we've had some amazing auction drafters, who have come into our mocks over the years, who've done it with us for several years. And it's one of the reasons why our data is so accurate, because these people really know what they're doing, and they've been auction drafters for a long time. So again, I will stand by this. I think this is the most accurate AAV data you're going to find. It's based on the actual market, like what people are willing to draft these players for. So it's not some, biased rankings that, gets converted into a dollar amount like most sites have. This is actually coming from real live drafters.
Yeah, no robots. And it comes at a really cheap cost too, Adam. How much does it cost?
Zero. Absolutely free.
$0. It's 100% free to you guys. Compliments of Adam putting it all together. And it's my favorite because this is an easy way for me as I piece this data together, Adam. Like sometimes I'll put a par sheet together. And if you're wondering what a par sheet is, it's just trying to understand, building a roster based on a $200 budget, how much you want to allocate per each position. It's all dependent on scoring. There's many things that can trend on it. If you guys want to see that episode, we did that last year also, and also I think the year prior. So if you want to see how to do a par sheet, we have that episode for you guys. Just go back and search for it. Listeners, you'll have to go on YouTube to find it. I'm sorry. I tried my best. But, it took me 3 years to figure out this audio thing. But third year's a charm.
Yep.
But like I was saying, like these trends, like we're looking at trends. You've done these 2 drafts between 1 QB and Superflex. Let's kick it off with 1 QB.
Yeah.
What trend are you noticing the most in 1 QB leagues?
I mean, to be honest, I think this kind of applies to both formats. To be perfectly honest, and what I've noticed, so far, and again, look at the dashboard. You'll see this. What I've noticed is that the number of real quality wide receiver 2s and 3s, I think it's probably like the deepest we've had in several years. And the prices we've seen so far, I think, in the mocks reflect that. I did end up writing a few threads on Twitter about this, and because of a few factors, which I think we'll get into a little bit more when we get into the positional strategies episode. But I feel very strongly in my conviction that, at least for this season, going with like a hero wide receiver build is going to be very optimal. And again, we'll get into this a little bit more. I'm super excited when we talk about, our wide receiver strategies episode and our running back and our tight end and all those strategies, because I'm going to get into this a lot, kind of the minutia and the data behind it. But like I said, I think this really is the year that a hero wide receiver build is going to be best.
Hero, and you found that trend to be in both?
Yeah. Again, just go through the data, go through the dashboard, and you'll see. Like right now, I think right now, if you were to go through and combine both the data points, like you can draft someone like Terry McLaurin, who is legitimately like the Commanders' number one wide receiver. You can expect to draft him for probably like $14 or $15 as of today. And he's like a legitimate like low end wide receiver 1, but he's going for like wide receiver 2 prices. I mean,
he's putting wide receiver 3 prices right now, 26 right now.
Yeah, I mean he is what am I trying to say? He's like a legitimate low end wide receiver 1. And he's not just the only one. There are others. There's several examples of guys like this that are, their prices just don't reflect, I think, what their potential is going to be for this season. So my feeling is that you get one really great wide receiver and you just kind of ignore the position the rest of the way. Again, I'll go into this a little bit more. I've got some data to back this up later on, but I think hero wide receiver is going to be the optimal build this year.
Looking forward to it, Adam. Looking forward to it. Let me remove this off the screen real quick. Wait, I was looking at those wide receivers like, holy crap, DJ Moore, like wide receiver 30?
Mm-hmm.
Understanding, yes, that's not his ranking, but cost-wise, value-wise,
yeah,
I will take that all day long, especially with Josh Allen now. But like we said, we will tease that later on in another episode, as we will be talking about wide receiver strategies, running back strategy, tight end strategy, and even quarterback strategies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, super excited. Those are always really fun episodes.
Oh yeah, like one strategy, like just by me looking at the data, I actually want to go RB strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want 2 top 12 RBs. I understand that can be detrimental, but if you play it right, you might be able to get it based on how the tiers are going out. Now it all depends where you're. I know we don't talk about draft slot, but here I kind of like to say like draft slot. Like we were trying to figure out, am I nominating him first or am I nominating the guy 5th? You know, like you're trying to figure out that tier. So that's another thing we're going to be going about. But a strategy I love going RB heavy. Mm-hmm. But I feel like RBs can be hard, but especially with it being PPR, I still like to have that solid wide receiver, like you said, Adam. But maybe this year I'll be able to try to get 2 solid running backs and that wide receiver.
Yeah, and it all really plays into the data that I've seen. It really does seem like hero wide receiver or a robust running back strategy this year is going to be optimal. There's several reasons for it. And again, once we get into these strategy episodes, I've got some interesting little nuggets to throw out there that I think that we've seen, just trending around the NFL, what teams are doing, how they're adjusting, and, just this, even small things, just like the new kickoff rule really impacts fantasy production, for all these players. So super excited to talk about those episodes. I think our fans and our viewers are really going to like it, and hoping to make a strong case for a hero wide receiver this year.
Yeah, your hero wide receiver could be Terry McLaurin. Which makes me laugh too, because I was so out on him last year because he was on that holdout, and I always feel like every time I draft someone that had a holdout, they sucked. Yeah. So I said, I'm not drafting Terry McLaurin. People love him. I'm not taking him because he's on the contract holdout. Yeah, he came back part of the season, but he never bounced back correctly. Yeah, we lost
Daniels.
Jaden Daniels, but that's a here or there.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of fun episodes coming up. We'll be talking about quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, like we have already said. Some we hate, some we love.
Mm-hmm.
Some that we can see even falling off, going at a higher cost than they really should be based on last year's stats. So don't fall in love too much with last year's stats. At least that's what I try not to do. Like, oh man, they did it last year, they can do it again. I'm talking about you, Matthew Stafford. Oh man. What? Adam, did it feel good to get back behind the mic?
It did, yeah. I mean, I think we've got some great episodes coming up. I think the folks that have, supported us over the years, again, we super appreciate it. We do this for you guys. It's just Ryan and I doing this. We don't have a crew, we don't have writers, we don't have producers, and people who are behind the scenes, making all sorts of crazy graphics for us and everything. It's just us. We handle it all. We do this because we love auctions, love talking about it. So again, thank you for all the support. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really means the world to us.
It does mean the world to us. We put the work and effort for you guys. So even if you guys have any questions, like we always say, reach out to us. Even hit us up in the comments, down below on YouTube. We'll be more than happy to answer them all there. Email us. Hit us up on X. We even have a Facebook page too. You can even go on there, follow it, find it, Absolute Auction Podcast. Won't be hard to find. Like it, ask questions on there. Even if you have it, we'll be happy to help out. And Adam, guess what else we get to do?
What's that?
Super early mock draft.
Oh yeah.
I know it's early June, but I want to get some people in here who like the show or listen to it even. Join us in a mock draft, please.
Yes.
And we don't know what kind of mock draft we're going to do yet because we want you, the listeners / viewers, to pick for us. Do we want to do one QB? Do we want to do superflex? But we will tell you this. It's going to be probably 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs guaranteed, and it's going to be PPR, $200 budget.
Yep.
So we'll have a X poll out there. We'll also take emails, suggestions. We'll take YouTube suggestions, wherever else you guys have suggestions at, send it to us. We'll take it. We'll throw it all in, and we'll let you guys know. And if you want to join Adam and I in this mock, please reach out to us. You know what to do. We've already reiterated it 17,000 times, I feel like now. But in case you forgot, you can find us on X, Ryan_FFB, Adam at Always Auction. Same on Sleeper. Just find the same way if you guys want to find us on that. And then that will be a wrap of opening season 3.
Awesome. We did it.
Great show, Adam. We did it. Next show is going to be even more fun. We have a mock. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like, subscribe. Be sure to turn on those notifications so that way when an episode comes out, For you new listeners, thank you so much. Please 5 stars the show or really rate the show how you feel. Let us know what you want to hear. Adam and I will look more into it because, like Adam said, we are the one and only doing all the work here. So we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Yep. Twitter poll is live. Go vote.
See ya.